about 10 minutes left, I think. That's cool. here because it's really, really hot, but hopefully, well, maybe you can hear me. One minute to go. Sorry about the fan. Okay, I think we're ready to start. Let's do this.
Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary unicorns, please put your hands and hooves together for the man of the magic, Neil Trigger.
Whoa. Hello! Hi there, welcome back to Real World Magic, where we make your life more magical. My name's Neil Trigger, and I'm wearing my Hogwarts robe, but yeah, the hood kind of, it can't perch on my head. You've seen the video, whatever. So, hi, welcome back to Real World Magic, where we make your life more magical. My name's Neil Trigger, I'm going to be your magical host. The chances are you know who I am anyway, you've probably been here before. Let's head on over to chat. And in fact, yes, let's do that first. So, hello to Chivalrous Tube. Hello to Laura Trigger. Hello to Christy Tukanen. I hope I pronounced that name right. You are cool. Yeah, I am. Booyah. But thank you, that's very kind. How to what? I don't know what you're talking about. Can you do live stream? How to do cats, please? How to do cats? I'm not sure I understand that. Thank you for the question. When I said ask me anything, I need to understand it. Other than that, yeah, ask me anything. Cool. Okay, so let's first of all do the elephant in the room. Hello, elephant. The elephant in the room today is actually that I'm wearing my cloak, or my robe, I should say, my Ravenclaw robe. Hopefully you can see that on the green screen. I don't know. I like it. The main reason that I'm wearing this is because I think it's cool. The main reason for my fan is because I'm wearing this. So hopefully it's not too loud. Please do let me know in the comments if it's too loud. I say in the comments because that's where I've got it, but for you it's sort of down there. So this box thing that appears here, depending on what device you're watching, and never mind, forget it. Right, let's move on. When you put the hood on, you look like Walden McNair on his way to kill Buckbeak. Let's try that. Yeah, I guess I kind of do. Let's, yeah, anyway, moving on. Right, so let's go over to, let's get rid of the elephant. Bye, Mr. Elephant. Let's use a bit of magic. In fact, I could use a magic wand. Let's use Umbridge's wand today. And, yeah. Anyway, so before I get going, actually, before we do Magic News, I'm kind of all over the place, sorry about that. I've not done one of these for a little while. We had a bit of a hiccup with the whole live streaming thing on Saturday. And I'm actually not going to be here next Saturday, which is why I'm doing it midweek, because I don't want to deprive you guys of my magical awesomeness. So I am going to be doing this today and not until probably Wednesday, maybe Thursday of next week. But yeah, so I didn't do it last week. But before we get going on this week's show, I just wanted to remind you that these are my wonderful patrons. Oh yes, and you'll recognise Chivalrous Tube. He is actually in the chat comments down there. And they are my patrons. They are wonderful, fantastic people that help me out every single month. And without their support, I really wouldn't be able to do this show. You can hear the fan, but it's okay. Awesome. I'm very, very pleased about that because honestly, it's really hot. Look at these wizard sleeves. Awesome. So, the other massive... I'll get rid of the patrons. But thank you ever so much, patrons. If you want to be a patron as well, you can head on over to patreon.com/realworldmagic, which is up here, and become a patron. There are tons and tons and tons of benefits, and I'll go through some of those in a minute. But honestly, if you want to get any more magic, that's the place to get it. Either realworldmagic.net or patreon.com/realworldmagic, where I give away tons and tons and tons of stuff like these awesome posters. Awesome! And they are awesome. And it's not just these either, there are some more as well. And I'll see if I can load those up. I don't know whether I can. No, it didn't work last time. I should have fixed that, but I forgot. Oops. But there's a werewolf one, there's now a Harry Potter, a Hermione Granger one, and a Ron Weasley one, and I'll see if I can show you these as well. I'm also working on a mermaid, which I'm drawing at the moment, so that's kind of, ooh, yeah, maybe like that. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, I'm working on a mermaid that I'm drawing on my iPad at the moment, so I like it, I think it's cool, and it's had very good reception so far. So I'm going to be... Whoa! I need to load up that video again, so... crikey. I don't want to... Yeah, there we go. Right. I'm back. Okay, so yeah, you can get things like the King of Farts hoodie, the King of Farts t-shirt as well, all from my website, realworldmagic.net. So that's enough of my plugging. You can also... No, that's clearly not right. Yeah, we are going to be doing a real or fake a bit later on, but let's head on over to the news for now. Ooh, we don't want that. How do I get rid of this? Oh, golly. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay, so, oh, blimey, I'm all of a tiz today. Right, so let's get rid of the witch as well. We don't want the witch. So the news this week really is that I kind of missed Harry Potter's birthday. Now, I knew about it, and it was, I think, on Saturday from memory of last week, and I really should have done a live stream that day, but as I said, I had a few technical problems. Virgin Media went out in our area, wasn't able to get an internet connection, wasn't able to do a live stream, so it was a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, Harry Potter turned 40, which is my age, which is terrifying. So the boy wizard is an adult wizard and probably a dad by now in the canon. He's got a couple of kids, 3 kids? Lily, James and Albus Severus. Let's not talk about the cursed child. Not good, not good. So we do have a couple of other bits and bobs news story wise. I'll see if I can just move myself over because I shouldn't be. I shouldn't have the grey line next to me there. So let's get rid of that. Okay. So today we are going to be doing an unboxing of something that's apparently fragile. I mean, it's fragile, really, really fragile. And in fact, it's actually, I'll cover my address, but it's actually got another sticker just in case you missed the massive tape before. But yeah, this is a fragile thing, and it says "Do not bend." It says it everywhere, honestly. So hopefully this is going to be intact. I haven't opened it yet, but I do know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, and most of you don't, but I know Chivalrous Tube does because he's a patron and he gets early access to all this stuff. What do you think it is? Heads up, it's a wand. It's a wand. It's pretty obvious it's a wand, but whose wand? Okay, yeah. If you have a ghost story, please do submit it on the website realworldmagic.net as well, which is not that one. That's the Patreon one. The other thing actually is that these wizard sleeves are fantastic if you're sort of wandering about in the open. And probably at a Comic-Con or something like that would be really good. I'm going to be wearing this at the Cauldron in Edinburgh on Saturday. When is it? Saturday? Saturday night in Edinburgh. Now, I've actually invested in the Cauldron, so I am an owner, so full disclosure there. I don't want anyone thinking, oh yeah, he keeps on plugging this thing and he must have an interest. I do have an interest, but it's tiny! It's like less than 1%, so it's really small. If you haven't already been to the Cauldron, do support them. They run a company called... oh goodness me! Magic. Oh, I'm lost. But yeah. Anyway, my brain's gone like brain fart. You know. So anyway, the Cauldron are a company that that run wizardly events, and they've also started a superhero pub as well. So you can go there and you can get superhero powers and all that. Anyway, so I'm going there on Saturday of this week. I'm going to be filming a few bits and bobs for the channel, and I'm also probably going to get very, very drunk because it's my holiday. So that's why I'm not doing any live streams, but I will be releasing another video tomorrow that I have filmed already, but I haven't edited it yet because I've been too busy editing all my stuff for work, because I make videos for my work at the moment. Not my full-time job, sort of, but yeah, they've asked me to do loads of videos for work, which is actually quite suited to my talents, I guess. I'm the only one that can do it. Okay, heading on back to the dungeon, I'm going to unbox this. We're also going to do some real or fake, and I'm also going to troll a Flat Earth group on Facebook. That'll be fun. If you've seen any of my Dr. Daniel stuff before, and if you haven't, have a look on the channel. Look for Dr. Daniel, search for it. You know, Dr. Daniel Yemi, Y-E-M-I. It's very funny, even if I do say so myself. So we're going to be trolling some more idiots. So that's why this is called Aliens and Morons. I forgot to change the aliens bit. It's not actually too much to do with aliens. It's more flat earth and morons. But there we go. That should be fun. Head on back to the dungeon now. Yeah, I know it's laggy, I know, sorry about that. If you do want to ask me anything about magic at all, I'm fairly knowledgeable, I think, so please do put something down in the comments and I'll do what I can to answer your question. In the meantime, however, I am going to open this fragile magic wand. Now this is the first of its kind that I've bought. I'm not going to give away too much, but let's see if we can just open this up. I'll do it so I don't hopefully show off my address. These are very sharp scissors, but for some reason they're not really doing very much right now. I'm going to try and do this off camera if I can. Oh. This thing's just falling apart, but not actually opening. Right, there we go. Now these scissors are really incredibly sharp, and yet don't really seem to be doing much. I think I've had it then. Shall we stop that music? I can barely hear it. I don't know whether you can, but it was quite annoying. Okay. I think that should be enough. Whoa. It's very baggy. Alright. Ooh. Okay, now that's interesting. I've got a thing in it. Polite notice, this is an accurate prop replica produced by the Noble Collection and is as such is a collector's item, not, in capitals, I think they're shouting at me, not a toy. We inspect it to make sure that it is perfect before it leaves our warehouse. It is fragile. Yeah, I think I got that message. And should be treated as so. As such, I think that's trying to say. Please. We do accept returns for damage due to rough handling. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you very much. And then there's an invoice with how much I paid for it, although that's not how much I paid for it. Okay. Good tax. Good for tax, because that's not what I paid. Okay, anyway. It comes in one of these. So there's a bag, and then there's a cardboard... I'll call it a tube. I guess that's a tube. So whose wand comes in a box like this? Let's slide it out and cover the name as well. I don't think there's another name anywhere. No, that's cool. So it's got the Harry Potter logo. Because I bought this direct from... no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Not this one. Ordinarily, I buy it from Platform 9 3/4 or the Harry Potter Tour or whatever. This one I didn't. I bought it from Amazon, and presumably it was a third-party seller. But I'm okay with it. They've done a good job so far. This box is intact and it looks undamaged, so that's always handy. Very helpful. So whose wand is this? I'm not actually going to show the name just yet. I am, however, going to open it and show you the wand. And for anyone who's a fan of, almost gave it away, fan of Harry Potter, oh blimey, this isn't opening, they should hopefully get this fairly easily. It's quite a distinctive wand, and it's got like a foamy cover. Now this is not one of the fancier wand boxes, simply because it's a character wand. Now this one looks like that. You can't really see very well actually on the camera, so I'm going to take it out and show you. So it's quite groovy. It's got like I'll put it against my t-shirt so you can see. It's kind of like a bit swirly. Probably the prettiest of the fairly early ones. So they have had prettier ones since. The Fantastic Beasts one in particular. That series seems to have really gone all out with the wands, and I don't know whether that's as a success story from Harry Potter that they are starting to do a bit more with it. I don't know, but I still like this, because I think this would be film or book 4. So by this point, I guess they were kind of getting into their stride and decided to make them a little bit more ornate and a bit more unique. Now obviously each Ollivander's wand should be unique, but this handle it kind of reminds me of like either a fleur-de-lis, there's a hint for you, or like a, what they call it? I'm having brain farts all over the place today, like a musical, I had it a second ago. Treble clef, there you go. So it kind of looks like a treble clef, I think, but it's not. Now obviously I've already said the fleur-de-lis, this is Fleur Delacour's wand. I think it's probably the prettiest of the fairly plain ones. It's also got some scratches, deliberate scratches I might add. They're not accidental. These are obviously moulded into it, and that's fine. I don't mind that at all, because that's kind of what it's supposed to look like. As always with Noble Collection, they're always really good quality. There is a little bit of flashing on there, but nothing I'm too worried about. Not like Dumbledore's one, which really is pretty awful. But yeah, I really like that. That's going to go on my collection of Hogwarts, not Hogwarts Champions, Triwizard Champions. And in order to allow that, the main difference between a character wand and the other wands in my collection, like Sirius Black's wand, is that it has one of these little things wrapped in tissue. I guess it's tissue paper, crepe paper sort of thing. And it's got Fleur Delacour written just there, which I think is a really cool little touch. And all it has, it's like a clamp, but it's a padded clamp. So I can put it on my finger, it doesn't hurt, doesn't cause any marks or anything. And importantly, and this is really important, it won't cause any problems when I clamp it onto the wand, like this. So the whole idea is that sort of hangs on the wand, and then you can hold it in a wand display case. Now this is the first character wand that I've got with one of these things, and so I'm just going to put it back into the box for now, until such time as I've got more and can display them in a case, because I actually don't have a case yet. So that's me. Now I don't know whether anyone's actually saying anything in the chat. I'm guessing probably not, because it seems to have gone very, very quiet there. Now I'm just going to see if I can refresh this, just to see whether anyone's actually saying anything. Oh my goodness me, hello, yes. I don't know why mine froze, but hello to everybody who's been talking away in the background and I've been completely ignoring you. I'm really sorry about that. I did wonder whether it was something to do with my technology. So, wow, you guys have been saying an awful lot, haven't you, since last I saw. Okay, so I'm just going to catch up. Sorry about that. Do you do a live stream? Can you do a live stream how to do cats, please? I'm not really sure what that means, but okay, you are cool, thanks. Okay, I've got all that bit. I want Chicken Strips t-shirt. Well, I am hoping to put one of these. This is a Chicken Strips t-shirt, by the way. It kind of looks like a chicken, and it's got high heels, and my belly is now very exposed. So it's off camera. Don't worry about it. A drunk live stream. That would be fun. I've got a tankard, but it's full of water. I don't know whether you probably can't see that, but yeah, it's full of water. Remind me to drink, thank you very much. Because it's incredibly hot in here today, and I might actually have to take my robe off. Kaylee Christensen's joined. Hello to you. Hello, she says. I was going to say it's very wand box shaped. Yeah. Show potions live. Yeah, okay. I will get to that in a second, actually. Aliens, flat earthers, same thing. Fair enough. I wonder if there's more Dr. Daniel to come, says Laura Trigger. There will be. There absolutely, in fact, you know there is, you little tease. Yes, there is more Dr. Daniel to come. Not on this live stream. We're going to have to prepare that properly. But my goodness me, we are not letting this guy go. In fact, I've got another one coming up as well. I really want to ask to interview him. I don't know. I mean, that might be a bit too much. He probably will say no. Okay, good. Protects the box. Yes, absolutely. Did you pay more or less? I actually paid less. Character ones cost less. However, yeah, the wand box, I mean, if you look at this is actually just plastic covered in felt, whereas the proper Noble Collection collector's replica, I don't know what they call them. Kaylee will probably know. She knows a lot more of this sort of stuff than I do, and she's a lot more into it, I think. But yeah, the typical Noble Collection stuff has a lot more, I don't know, display factor to the box itself. But I just wanted these specifically because I want the Hogwarts Champions. Why do I keep saying that? The Triwizard Champions, and I want to display them as a foursome. The only problem with that is that I've already got Harry Potter's wand, but what I was thinking is that I could display Harry Potter's wand up there with the Golden Trio, and then again in the Triwizard Champions display box. I don't know. I'm jazzing at the moment. I'm trying to work it out. So I don't know what to do. But any suggestions, put it down in the comments. I'd really appreciate any kind of suggestion on what to do with that. My chat is broken. I think it probably was. Yeah. Okay. So it's a red one. Oh, red box. Yes. Sorry. I'm still catching up. Sorry, guys. Okay. I need more ones in my life. Yeah, Kaylee, tell me about it. But they are so expensive. I can't afford any more than like one a month. I have cheated a little bit this month, but there's a very good reason for that, and I got sign off from my wife before I did it. Okay. Your chat's broken. This bug happens to a lot of people. Yeah, well, the chat. Yeah, I guess so. No, I meant more or less than what's on the invoice. Oh, it's actually, yeah, I paid less than what is on the invoice. So if I were dishonest, I would put on the tax return that I paid what I paid on the invoice. I haven't done the tax return yet because currently this isn't really a business. This is just costing loads of money. But I'm hoping eventually I can start selling some stuff. So with that in mind, actually, good segue. Nice. Cheers, Chivalrous Tube. Thanks for that. You said to show some potions live. This is a live potion. Now, again, on the green screen, it kind of looks a bit weird, simply because some of it is properly disappearing. But if I do this, hopefully that will help. Now, you might be able to tell on the camera. Maybe you can't. I don't know. This is actually thicker than water. This is a purple potion. I don't know what to call this. So if anyone's got any ideas, I do want a decent name for this one because it looks awesome. Now on the camera, unfortunately, it's not really doing it justice because it's a really awesome purple, deep purple colour. It's kind of like, I don't know, like a pansy, like a purple pansy, I guess, kind of colour. But it's thicker than water because I added something to it. But this is all food grade stuff. So if your little witches or wizards do drink it by mistake, other than going absolutely nuts because they've drank one of your replicas, they will be fine. This is food, effectively, and it won't go off because of something else I put in it. So it'll be fine. It's mainly just water. They'll just have a nice drink, and you'll go absolutely nuts because they've just drunk a £30 potion that you bought from me. So they are available now on my Etsy store, etsy.com/shop/Real World Magic shop. I couldn't get Real World Magic. Someone else has got it. They're not using it, which really irritates me, but, you know, whatever. I've also got this one, which is another purple potion. Hopefully you can see that one a little bit better. And it's got a skeleton on it, sealed with black wax, with a skull on the top there, which you definitely can't see in this light. There we go. Maybe you can kind of see a hint a bit. And I've also got... let's head on over to Real or Fake for a second. And before we get there... Yeah, so before we get there, I'm actually going to show you some potions and just do a bit of shameless plugging. In fact, I'm going to head on back and take away the witch and then go back to Real or Fake.
Real or Fake?
I'm getting there eventually, sorry guys. Right, sorry, just going back to the chat. I know I'm all over the place. I'd just leave Harry's with the trio and have Cedric's, Fleur's and Crumb's together. Well, I would, but I don't think Noble Collection do a 3 display case. I think they only do a 4, which is a bit annoying, really. They also do an 8 or 10, I think. Oh well. Deadly Nightshade, I like that. Well, for this one, you mean? That's a great idea. Deadly Nightshade. Yeah. I like that. I don't know whether that is purple. I don't know, maybe we could do something similar. Because I added something to it. Oh no, it's healthy. It's fine actually. It's a medical ingredient, so it's okay. I deliberately made this so that if kids drink it, because honestly, and I'm sure Kaylee will verify this in the comments. Please do. That a huge number, if not every potion I've seen, is made from, and I'm kind of guilty of this myself. Screen wash, which I did. They do shampoo, which I did. I think in my first or second video that I did, I used shampoo because it was gloopy and it kind of looked the right colour. They also do glitter, which definitely isn't edible, unless they use edible glitter, but I don't think anyone ever has. They use shoe polish, they use paint, they use rubbing alcohol. All of these things will kill your children. Let's just sit with that for a second. I wasn't prepared to do that because I've got kids and I do not want them dead. And I don't want that on my conscience either. So when I created these potions, I created them from scratch and made sure that whatever colours I use are food safe, whatever liquids I use are food safe, whatever thickening agents I use are food safe. I want everything to be edible. Not that you should eat them, but kids are stupid, right? So, yeah, there you go. Right. Let's move on. So, I just wanted to show you a couple of the potions that I've got. So this is the Amortentia potion. This is the Love potion, bright pink, kind of watery looking. And yes, it's edible. Let's get rid of that one for a second and move on to the Wolfsbane potion, bright blue, totally edible. You can crack open the top of this, down the whole thing in one, and all you'll do is get about a pint of water. That's pretty much it, but it is coloured. And then, even this one, the Draught of Living Death. It should be the Draught of Living Nice Little Drink, because it's totally edible. I don't want anyone dying from any of my stuff. I'm not prepared for that to happen. The only way that you could die from any of this stuff is if it fell on your head. So hopefully that's not going to happen. And for me, you know, big me up as much as you want, because I'm bigging myself up. I think that's a good selling point. So there we are. Make one. Make a potion. You know what? That's a really good idea for another live stream. And actually, I do have labels here. I've also got the Amortentia ones as well. So yeah, you know what? I could actually do that. I'm not going to do it right now because I haven't planned to. But I've got the Amortentia labels right here. I've even got, you'll like this, I've even got a selection of different price tags. So, oh, there's some hair I picked up by a mistake. Yeah, I've got some different price tags. They're all kind of small, but they've got different prices on them. Hopefully you can see that. I think that's a 50. What's this? I think I've got a 30 and a 40. There we go. So yeah, I've got everything I need right here to actually make one, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I don't think you should if you want to sell them. I probably will make one or two. I mean, I've got the designs for these, and I'm not going to sell these stickers, I don't think. And also, I'm not going to say where I got the bottles from or anything like that. They're all trade secrets. But other than that, I might make one, maybe. Oh, you mean a wand display for the Triwizard Wands? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. The Fireburn. Firebolt? Is that what you mean? That'll be good. I have seen people make a broomstick in the past, which is really awesome. So, shall we get on with
Real or fake?
Yeah, let's get on with real or fake. Now, as you may have seen before, and I've done this example loads of times, so this sort of thing is what real or fake is all about. You have a photograph like this that's doing the rounds on the internet, and we decide whether or not this is a real thing or a fake thing. Is this a real or fake thing? Now, this one in particular is real, which is kind of terrifying because that thing is pretty enormous. It is in front of that motorbike, so just for scale, the motorbike is actually in the background, so it makes the bat look like human size. It's not that big. It's big, don't get me wrong, it's big, but it's not that big. Okay, so now this one is a little bit terrifying. Let's see about this one. Is everybody ready? I want you to play along in the comments, please. This is a werewolf that was caught on a CCTV camera. What do you think about that? Now, if you can't see that very well, let's go on to this one. That's him walking away. And there he is again. Now, this was captioned on a paranormal UFO kind of group that I'm a member of, saying, what the hell is that? Very good question. And I also wondered, and especially when I Googled it and I found this image, it kind of looks like a chupacabra, which is they call it a goat sucker, and they suck onto the neck of a goat. They drain it in a similar way to a vampire. In fact, the chupacabra is reportedly a vampire, and it's like a mythological creature. It bites onto the neck of a goat, it drains the blood, and it leaves them dead. And this is a real thing in as much as the goats are drained. We don't know why. It's a bit of a strange phenomenon, and it happens all over the world. It's not just in Mexico, which is where the chupacabra comes from. It also happens on Dartmoor in the UK, on Exmoor, Bodmin Moor, in fact most moors, to be honest. And we do wonder whether it's this thing that's causing the problem. So, is this real or is this fake? A hairy woman doing the walk of shame. Brilliant. Poor bugger had a rough winter, haha. That's a bear, says Kaylee. Horse and bear equals that thing. What, like a weird breeding experiment? Interesting. Or a goat and a bear equals that thing. And Laura says it's a hairy woman doing the walk of shame. It's not a hairy woman, I'll let you know that. But, Kaylee, bravo! I'm actually going to give you one of these. Yeah, kudos to Kaylee Christensen, who said, yes, it is a bear. I'm just going to head on back to real or fake. 1 second. Oh, crikey, where am I? Let's go to here.
Real or fake?
But yeah, this is a bear. Now, I don't know whether she got it from the cadence. That's a good word. It's the way it walks. Like the gait. But that does look a bit more like a bear there. It's a very skinny bear, and this is actually a bear with mange. Now, if you have a look at this one, this is also a bear. And I don't know whether she's seen this before because this is quite a famous photo. But yes, this is a bear that's been shaved because of too many fleas. And whereas this one is a bear that has mange and is starving as a result of being a mangy bear that has a very poor immune system, and all of its hair's falling out, all of that sort of thing. So if you can imagine like a mangy cat, this is the same with a bear. It does afflict different species. So yes, this is a bear. So it is real.
Really?
But it's not a vampire werewolf thing. So this is actually real.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. So there we go. Whoa, where are we? Okay, so I think the next thing we want to do is, if anyone's seen any of my Dr. Daniel stuff, yeah, poor guy, I know, it's a horrible affliction for any kind of animal, and even for a bear, I think. Oh, the first picture gave it away, fair enough. A bear with horns. It's not got horns, has it? Did you see it have horns?
Real or fake?
I'm going to have a look now. Yeah, they do look like horns, actually. Good point. But no, those are the ears, but they've been shaved as well. So yeah, it doesn't actually have horns. If you look there, that looks a bit more like a bear. And if you look there, yeah, I guess they kind of look like horns. Yeah, it does look like horns there, I'll be honest. But yeah, it's not. No, it's just a bear with mange, and this one has bad fleas. So, okay. Yeah, so if you've seen any of my Dr. Daniel stuff before, basically I get in contact with an internet wizard, right? Not one of these wizards, not one that's got a magic wand and he just goes, you know what, I like Harry Potter, therefore I'm a wizard. This guy said that he could bring back people's lovers that have been stolen away by someone who's cast a spell on them. I'm not too vain, by the way. I'm only adjusting my hair simply because it's kind of all over the place and looks crap. So with the Dr. Daniel stuff, we just wound him up, and I sent him a picture of Hitler. I sent him a picture of a dog and said that the dog ran away with the shed. It was just bonkers, but he still wanted my money, and eventually I just wound him up enough that I thought, okay, I think that's enough, and then just let him go. We have been in contact with him again, but I think what we're going to do today instead, I'm going to go onto my Facebook group. Let me just load that up. And I'm a member of a Flat Earth group, and these guys are morons. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of a trigger warning here. I don't know what their language is going to be like, but they often are quite bad language. So I'm going to move on as quickly as I can. If there is swearing, hopefully there won't be, but I can't guarantee it. So if anyone does get too triggered, pardon the pun, by that, I say pardon the pun because I'm Neil Trigger. If anyone gets triggered by bad language, you can tune off now, because that's all we're going to do, and then we're going to go off. So there you go. Bit of warning. Right, so we're just going to look at Flat Earth group No Trolls. Now, No Trolls is a bit of a laughable joke, simply because the admin put No Trolls in the group, and everyone started trolling it because the admin have disappeared. So let's go on there and have a look at some of the nonsense that people talk about on the Pancake group, I call it. It's basically a Flat Earth group. Now, for the record, I do not believe that the Earth is flat. I think there's far too much evidence that the Earth is round. But here we go. Right, so let's have a look at this. Okay, cool. So you can see me. Awesome. That's good. Right, let's have a look at this. So a lot of people join this group to say things like, if the Earth is supposed to be flat, then what about this? If the Earth is supposed to be round, then what about this? And actually, it's probably the best group that I'm a member of about Flat Earth. I'm a member of a couple of different ones. And the reason that it's the best one is because you have people arguing on both sides. It's not just very one-sided. Now, I was a member of one Flat Earth group where I asked about... what did I ask about? I think it was the stars. And I said, if the South Pole... So, a little bit of background. So, on a flat Earth, you've got this pancake disc, right? So, if you imagine sort of looking down on it, it's like this. And in the centre is the North Pole. And the South Pole is all around the outside with an ice wall, which sounds bonkers. And what they say is it's patrolled by NASA because they don't want anyone discovering the secret that the Earth is flat. Why, I don't know. No one's explained that to me, but it's like, hey, don't believe what you hear, man. I'm not, but can you explain why? So what they're saying is that there's this big ice wall around the planet. So I've said, well, if that's the case, then the South Pole is in every direction. So if you're standing on the North Pole, the South Pole is in every direction, which is true, it is, because it's opposite. However, if you then go to the UK, then the South Pole is over there, and over there, and over there, and over there, which it kind of is as well. But the problem is that if the South Pole is all the way around the outside, it can't converge on a single point, which means that if you look south anywhere on the planet and you see the same stars, why? Because that shouldn't happen on a flat Earth. It can only happen if they converge to a single point, and that can only happen if the Earth is round. So, yeah, I got booted out of a group for that. So anyway, we are going to be having a look through some of these posts and see if there's anything ridiculous. And I'm going to explain why people are idiots. So if the Earth is supposed to be round, oh, here we go, this is a flat earther, then explain why dudes who marry their cousins read while moving their lips and are incapable of grasping basic scientific concepts proved that an ice wall exists at the edge of the ocean in all directions. Checkmate, Trump haters. Okay, so I think he's pretending to be a flat earther, and people are just saying, yes, please provide proof. Yet people sail around the world and don't fall off. Fair point. If gravity was real and Earth was round, then how the hell could a plane, leave the ground and fly with engine power while huge amount of water sticks to the land? Are you saying that plane has stronger engine and could even lift all the water on Earth? Okay, what? So if gravity was real, it is real. It is definitely real. and Earth was round, then how the hell could plane leave the ground and fly with engine power while a huge amount of water sticks to the land? Okay, first of all, the huge amount of water doesn't have an engine. There's your first clue. Are you saying that a plane has a stronger engine? Well, yeah, obviously. And could even lift all the water on the Earth. Now that makes no sense. If you have... It can lift some water. I mean, I've drank water on the plane before, so it can lift some water. But what we're not saying that it has to have a strong... That makes no sense at all. All right, I'm going to move on. The group says, no trolls, you're in the wrong group, buddy. Okay. Day 10, asking flat earthers to explain sunsets or even why things go down. Yeah, that's one of the common things. Now, actually, I'm not the only YouTuber on this group. There's also John Joe, which you've probably seen on my channel before. He's been interviewed. He's a good mate of mine. I've been on his channel. He's been on my channel. We're both on here kind of thinking the same thing. Like, these guys are absolutely mental. They're asking really stupid things. What I really want to do, though, is to get to a meme. So let's go on a little bit more. So fake. This is really fake, apparently. Is it? Can you guys see that? I mean, it does look pretty fake, in fairness. But, you know, high definition. I don't know. I mean, the thing is that, yeah, it looks fake, but the fake stuff looks so real. I think that's kind of more the point. Beauty of planet Earth. This NASA spacewalk to fix the International Space Station is, oh my god, credit NASA. See, for me, that's just fascinating. I don't think it's fake, I just think it's fascinating. It's better than any modern day CGI, duh. I don't know whether it's better than it, but it's certainly comparable. It's very high definition and it looks pretty real to me. It's mind-boggling, I'll be honest. So I do like that. Anyway, let's move on. Drug is not a weed, plant is a meth. Alright, that doesn't make any sense with flat Earth whatsoever. So this is what happened when astronauts on the International Space Station dissolved an effervescent tablet in a floating ball of water. Now this is cool. So, water can curve like a ball. Well, yeah. Don't we know that already? I don't know. That is really cool. I really, really like that. That's more science than flat Earth stuff. Right, so this is the design that an airplane needs to reach top speed of Mach 32 or 3.2. If you believe this thing is able to reach a maximum speed of Mach 23, you're not thinking clearly. Yeah, but it's falling. It's not accelerating to that speed. Okay. These two know the other's flat. Alright. Let's see. Obviously, we'll fall off, Matt. What's that? What if we drill through the ice wall? Yeah, that's a really good question. The other thing is, though, that on the flat Earth model, they call the sort of... They've got like a dome over it, so it's not just a pancake. It's a pancake with a lid. It's basically a saucepan, like a frying pan with a lid. Like a deep pan frying pan, I guess, with a lid, and the walls of the frying pan are the ice wall. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Research globe lie. Utterly ridiculous. Is it? Okay, I'll go and have a look at that later. This is bothering me. Where have they been for 2 months? Oh, dear me. Well, they've been in the International Space Station where they said they were, I guess. Right, let's have a quick look at this. Flat Earthers debunk their own theory. How embarrassing. See, this happens all the time. The Flat Earthers say that the circumference, right, the circumference of the Earth is 40,000 kilometres. Now, I don't know whether you're very good at maths, but pi r squared means the radius, right, which isn't the circumference. Let's not get confused by that. You multiply the radius by itself, so you get the r squared, and then multiply it by pi, which is 3.1415, I think, something like that. And once you've got that, you've got the area. If you do that on 40,000 kilometres for the circumference, it's really not very big. Just say it's really not very big. The circumference of Texas is probably about 40,000 kilometres. It's ridiculous. It's so small. And yet, if you have a look at the area of Australia, for example, it's like, are you not thinking straight? The ocean in itself is way bigger than the whole of your flat Earth model. So you've clearly disproven yourself there because we've measured it. But we've measured things like gravity as well. And they say things like, well, why can't you, when you throw something up in the air, why does it not suddenly disappear because the Earth is spinning? Well, it's because everything's spinning. I'm spinning, you're spinning, this chair, the green screen's spinning, this website is spinning, everything's spinning. It's like, and it's going around at about 1,000 miles an hour, which does blow my mind, don't get me wrong, but we're not accelerating and we're not braking, so that's why we can't feel it. And the Earth and the air are both moving roughly at the same speed. I say roughly because of wind and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, flat Earth, what a load of crap. I just think it's bonkers. And this guy here holding a disc, I mean, is it just a method of selling frisbees or plates, or I don't know what's going on with it. I would really like, you know, like those globes that you get in libraries and stuff like that. I'd really like a model of the flat Earth, but I can't kind of bring myself to buy one, simply because I'd probably be funding the morons on here that try to push this anti-scientific rubbish. And a lot of the reasons that they're giving for this thing, because you say, okay, well, we've got a Genesis story, we've got an origin story for the globe Earth, which is the Big Bang, the star, matter gathering together over billions of years, colliding, super hot core filled with nuclear reactive elements that melt stuff and then spew stuff, and we can prove all of this stuff, and that the Earth is slightly bulging because of centrifugal force, or centripetal force I think it is, spinning around, and it's not actually a perfect sphere, it's slightly squashed, kind of like that. Not that dramatic, don't get me wrong, but we can prove all that. But there isn't an origin for the flat Earth. I don't know why. So there we go. America's NASA, Russia RASA, Japan JAXA, European ESA, 4 different space agencies. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess they're using different cameras, but they're all saying that they're round. 4 different worlds. Yeah. But then any 4 different cameras are going to give 4 different things, right? I mean, they've got different exposures, they've got different ISOs and shutter speeds and f-stops, and anyway, it doesn't prove anything. Conspiracy theorists, do your own research. Get a master's degree. Conspiracy theorists, no, not like that. What? I'm not sure what that means. Okay. Are these people trying to say that people in Australia don't walk on the opposite side of the Earth? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Dumb post, yeah, I agree. Oh, now this guy, he's notorious. He's one of the key flat earthers, and he's frankly a moron. He talks about things like the horizon and why there isn't one, and the Van Allen belt, which is the radiation around the Earth, and that no one's ever been past it. They have. And he says, but if they've been through the Van Allen belt, how come no one on Apollo 11, which is the one that went to the moon, got cancer? Well, nearly all of them did. Nearly all of them have got cancer. Nearly everybody that's been through or past the Van Allen belt did get cancer. So that's clearly nonsense. And the main reason that we're not going back to the moon with human flight at the moment is because we're trying to work out a way of getting past the Van Allen belt without carting a huge amount of lead that will protect us, but it is very, very heavy. So that's why we can't get past the Van Allen belt, which is why we only stay in low Earth orbit in the International Space Station. So that's why. There we go. Just got kicked out of a Flat Earth Facebook group because I asked if the 6 foot social distancing guideline had pushed anyone over the edge yet. Brilliant. Love it. Anyway, so this is the sort of thing that I do in my spare time because I just think it's very, very funny. If you can pretend masks work, you can pretend I'm wearing one. That's not even flat Earth related. But yeah, there are some really kind of bonkers ones. So I have a couple of questions which I know you'll ignore. What keeps the moon and the sun up? Are they lighter than the air? That's an interesting question. Because what they do, and this is honestly the last thing I'm going to say about flat Earth, because it gives me the rage sometimes. Some of these people are impenetrably stupid, and you can kind of try to explain as much as you like, but they are really thick. What they often say is that there is no gravity, but everything is density or buoyancy. So if it's denser than air, then it will fall. If it's lighter than air, it will rise. Or less dense, I should say. Now, this is clearly nonsense, and the reason it's nonsense is because density and buoyancy both rely on gravity. The reason that something would be buoyant is because the surrounding thing around it is denser. So buoyancy relies on density, and density relies on gravity. So everything relies on gravity as to whether or not it's actually going to work. So, for example, if I were to have this wand and float it in some water, the chances are it would probably float, I think. Maybe not this one because it's resin, but if you had a wooden one, it would probably float because it's less dense than the water that it would otherwise displace. And the reason that this is clearly nonsense is because the reason that it floats isn't because this is lighter, it's because the water is heavier, and when it pushes down, it pushes in and up. So as it's pushing down, it displaces this up. So it all relies on gravity, and to say that it doesn't, and to say that it's density and buoyancy, is utter nonsense. And they don't even realise that. Ororthia? Ororthia? Is that right? Ororthia? Hello! Hi. I've just seen your note down in there. We've also got Naruthu23AA. Message retracted. Don't know why. Hello to you. So I'm just going to catch up with chat just 1 second. What if we drill through the ice wall? Yeah, right. Neil, don't show your name and profile pic, or they might see this and ban you. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. No, that's fine. I don't mind. So we can fall out of the world if we dig a hole. If it was long enough, yeah, maybe. Now the thing is, it raises so many questions about your model of reality, and this is what I find really fascinating about it. And this is the main reason that I'm on there, is because I'm trying to get inside people's heads and try and work out, not to sort of fiddle about. I'm not going to, hypnotise them or anything, but I'm genuinely interested. If you drill down into this flat Earth, what pushes things up? So, when you drill into an oil well and it pushes up, why? Is it because it's under pressure? If so, why? So what is it about that's working? What about earthquakes? Why? What about the tectonic plates? What about volcanoes? Why? If the core is molten, and they still say that the core is molten, I think, what about volcanoes, and why do they pop up? Why? And how thick is this Earth? That's another thing. So there's so many stupid questions that come as a result of this stupid way of thinking. And I'm saying stupid not because I think that they should just blindly believe what they're told. Not at all. Not a single bit of it. Just do some observations. I mean, all you have to do is to look at someone travelling on a skateboard, throw a ball up in the air, and to them it goes up and down and up and down and up and down. And to anyone that's standing still, watching this thing pass, it will go up and then down and then up. So it'll do this sort of parabola, like this, like a parabolic flight pattern. And you can do this yourself. You can see it yourself. You can look at videos on YouTube. Just explain that if you can, flat earthers. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I think that's about enough of me ranting on about flat earth. It's not a real thing, and if you think it is, challenge me to a conversation. I'm going to interview you, because this would be really interesting, and I'll rip you apart. Frankly, I'm not going to have any mercy. Okay, let's go back to the dungeon. And Chivalrous Tube has come in with an interesting, stupid question. Hopefully it's not a stupid question, this would be cool. So here's a stupid question. If we dig a hole all the way to the other side of the globe, if someone jumps, do they fall to the other country? Fastest way to transport. You know, kind of, and they did think about this back in, I think, the 50s. They thought about a tunnel through the Earth. And if you watch Total Recall, the newer one, I think they've actually got that, where it's not just jumping, not really. Sorry, I'm going to turn off that background music because it's annoying. It's not just jumping. So, the theory is that you can't create matter or energy, right? So, if you were to jump, you would have to jump from higher than you would fall. So you would accelerate until you got to the centre. Kind of. I'll explain why that isn't true in a second. But you would accelerate until you got to the centre, and then you would keep going for almost as far as you fell to the centre. So, okay, so let's say this is the tunnel. Okay, it's clearly not, but you jump here, you get to here, and you accelerate all that way. Then you slow down as you get out. Meaning that in theory, if everything was equal and it was completely vacuum, then you wouldn't slow down due to air, you would only slow down due to gravity, and you would slow down to almost zero here. But the problem is, because of friction and air resistance and all of that sort of stuff, you would jump from here and you would slow down just before you got there, so you wouldn't actually pop out the other end. Because of a slight, very slight loss of energy, you wouldn't actually get all the way. So yes, in theory, but you would need to be powered for the last section, which is why you could have like a cart, like a go-kart kind of thing, or like a elevator, and that could travel almost as fast as you can imagine, as long as it was a vacuum tube. Now this is something that one of my friends is actually working on, sort of. It's called the Hyperloop, and Elon Musk is actually working on it. He owns the Hyperloop company, and the whole idea is that you put a tube in, or you vacuum a tube, and then you put like a cart or a train inside it, use maglev technology to hover, and then power it along almost like a magnetic accelerator gun, which they are a real thing. The US Navy have had them for a couple of years now. So you accelerate using one magnet and then another magnet, and do that in succession until it accelerates to cruise speed of about 1,000 miles an hour, and then you can go across state through this vacuum tube at 1,000 miles an hour, which is really cool. They haven't done it through the core of the Earth yet, but they are trialling it in California at the moment. Yeah, we are in the future. The future is now. That's pretty cool, right? It's called the Hyperloop. Check it out. That's quite interesting. Yeah, I thought so. So, also, I'm really curious. Is this the sort of content that you want to see on this channel? I know it's a lot more sciencey than I've ever gone before, but I am a total science nerd, and I love science. The Magic of Things, by the way, is the company that that runs the Cauldron. So the Magic of Things, they create things like this, this magic wand, and it turns on. I've got a little egg lamp. I'll see if I can show you on here. Oh, don't fall. If that falls, that's going to break. Right. I should probably do one of these.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, that could have been messy. As it is, these wizard sleeves. Honestly, I don't know how they do this in Hogwarts. How do they do that? Because that wizard sleeve is absolutely enormous and keeps on getting trapped on the arms of my chair and knocking all these stickers onto the floor, and then the fans blowing them around. It's not good. Anyway, we've got a magic wand here, and the Magic of Things do things like this, where you tap it and it lights up, and you tap it again, or even come close to it. I mean, you don't even need to touch. It's really neat. And it's not a magnet. I think the egg needs to be powered, but the wand never needs charging, which is really cool. I think it uses RFID or something like that. So that's pretty much it from me for now, and I got it right this time. I always get that line wrong, I don't know why. So that's pretty much it from me for now. Thanks ever so much for watching. I really would appreciate some feedback as to whether or not this sort of sciencey kind of element is the sort of thing that you want to see. Now, I can try to explain using science some fairly ridiculous things like levitation or transfiguration or metamorphosis or whatever. I think maybe science is the way to go on this. I don't know. But I'd also like to make things like this using science. So this is thicker than water, as I said before, and the reason that it's thicker than water is science. In fact, everything I do is scientific, science-based. Projections, illusions, reflections, mirrors, magnets, all of that sort of stuff is all based on science. And to my mind, that's what magic really is. So let me know. What do you think? Science equals magic, right? Bingo! That's exactly right. Science is, or magic is science that you don't understand yet. And actually, in the Magic of Things, which is this company that runs the Cauldron, their motto is magic is only science that you don't yet understand. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but I found it interesting, so bring it on. Awesome! Thanks, Kaylee. Surprised no one has tried that yet. What? The maglev or the hyperloop? Yeah, someone has tried it, or at least they are trying it now. We have the technology. I think that was $1 Million Man, wasn't it? Anyway, I'm going to stop rattling on now. Thanks ever so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, ding that bell to be notified of future uploads, and I will catch you again in the next one. I am going to be doing a video release tomorrow, but I'm not going to be doing a live stream simply because I've got to get to Scotland. So I've got to drive for like 7.5 hours. So that's cool. And if my dad's watching, he never watches these things ever. He would be really worried about our house being burgled or anything. It's not going to be empty, so don't panic about that. I'm going to Scotland. The house isn't, so don't worry about that. Right. I'm digging a hole through the earth. Yeah, no one's tried that because of something called the mantle, which is you don't want to go digging through a volcano, mate. It's difficult. I mean, they have kind of dug through the earth in things like the Channel Tunnel, which is deep enough and stable enough that you're not going to cause a volcano to go into the tunnel, because it's only about, I think, a mile or so deep. It's not very, very deep. But yeah. So there you go. Yeah, in Scotland, I might have to just do a news broadcast for this one. Let's see, can I do that? No. Alright, I'm going to do this. Okay, just ignore this magic newsy bit down here for a second. Let's get rid of that, and also get rid of that for a minute. So the news is that up in Scotland we're going to be doing a couple of magic related things, but it's not going to be all that because this is going to be my holiday. I don't just want to spend it all filming. I will be taking my camera and probably a tripod as well, maybe, I don't know. Because I want to do a couple of little bits, but really nothing major. We are going to the Cauldron. I probably will be reporting on that. I'm going to turn off the music again. Honestly, I think I'm just going to have to not do music from now on. So we are going to go to the Cauldron. We are going to be filming a little bit, doing a little bit of a documentary thing, and I'll edit all that when I get home, because I've got a week off work, which is awesome. Today's my Friday. Woo! So I'm going to go downstairs and have a drink, I think. And that's pretty much it from me for now. So head on back to the dungeon. Yeah, so thanks very much for watching. Please do check out, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Ding that bell to be notified of future uploads, which hopefully will be tomorrow. And I will see you again next time. But until then, as always, stay magical.
Stay magical.
Just one quick thing. This is totally wrong. So I'm not going to be back on the 2nd of August because that's already gone. So let's see if I can change that right now. Okay, when will I be back? I guess I'll be back on Saturday. Not this week. Should we say Saturday the 15th? Yeah. 6 PM Saturday 16th. Check me out then. Catch you later, guys. Cheers for watching. Really appreciate it.